We open on an establishing shot of Driftmark Castle. Corlys is brooding by himself with a look that says, "My life sucks now because my wife just died." Cole thought he and company would receive a hero's welcome for winning their first dragon battle and parading Meleys's head around the streets of King's Landing like a war trophy. The common folk don't share his sentiment though, as they're all greeted to boos and jeers instead of cheers. Heh, sucks to be them. Alicent sees the dying Aegon and wonders whether all those hurtful things she said to him last episode would be their final convo. She goes to Cole after getting kicked out by the doctors and is like, "Is anyone going to bloody bother filling me in on what happened?" Cole pretends she's not there and continues polishing his blade. Daemon and Caraxes attempt to threaten the Bracken army into joining their campaign by making an offer they can't refuse. The Brackens call his bluff and are like, "Screw you and your pint-sized dragon," before doing a horse out. Daemon and Caraxes are left with hurt feelings. Rhaenyra complains to Mysaria about always being coddled and not being able to fight her own battles. Mysaria is like, "That is unfortunate, but how about we use Cole's slip-up to our advantage and get the people of King's Landing on our side?" Rhaenyra approves the quest through her stare. Another governmental meeting is taking place at King's Landing as everybody decides who should be in charge until Aegon recovers. Alicent is like, "What about me? I did a pretty good job when Viserys was alive, right? Right?" Nobody else in the room shares her sentiment, however, so Aemond is given the job instead. Afterwards, Alicent gives Cole a spray for not having her back during the meeting. Cole is like, "The battlefield is no place for a lady," and attempts to do a walkout, but like a sore loser, Alicent gets one last zinger in before doing one of her own. Jace is at the twins in order to barter with the Freys for their army. Negotiations go well, but I reckon a certain unmentionable Stark from the future would advise him to tread carefully to avoid getting stabbed in the back. Daemon is on his path to lunacy again by hearing voices that aren't really there. The local chemist tells him that he has some deep underlying psychological issues to work on, but Daemon is like, "Yeah, no, therapy won't win me this war." Old mate Corlys has changed his ideal place of brooding from a castle to the riverside. Baelor is like, "Quit your sulking, Grandad. You've been at it for an entire bloody episode and you're needed by the Queen." Corlys is like, "Alright, crikey," while wondering how he'd managed to raise such a fiery granddaughter. Rhaenyra and Jace have a private strategy meeting to discuss how they could bring about a swift end to the war. They conclude that their army is lacking dragon riders rather than dragons, and the episode ends with a foolproof plan to organize the first ever non-Targaryen dragon taming camp. Shit.